and Hyra's showcase is popping off today. I am your host and community manager, Romanova, and I'm joined here by two very amazing designers on our team. I will let them introduce themselves. What's going on, guys?
Hey, I'm Hyra's
Yeah.
Fish.
Yep. And yeah, I am Alex, or Hyra's Enmoot.
Yeah, and we've been cooking up some really great things, and we have a lot to get in store for you. So without further ado, we are just going to roll into it. First off, we always start with our balance. For some of these shows, we've been holding that for the end, but we're going to go through it first because we have some really exciting news too with general updates. And first, we're going to go into a new mode. We have Siege Beyond coming. Would you like to tell us about Siege Beyond?
I am so happy to tell you about that. Yeah, for 2022, we want it to be our biggest year yet for Paladins. And what we're going to do to achieve that is we are going to make bigger changes than we've tried for a while that are kind of a little riskier. But what we're going to do is we're going to make a new queue. It's only going to affect Siege Beyond. We're going to try them out for 2 patches. We're going to see how the community feels about them. We'll take feedback. We make adjustments. And then if the community likes them, we will roll those changes into the rest of the game. But for the time we're releasing, for the time we're testing, it will only affect this new queue called Siege Beyond. It won't affect Ranked. It won't affect Onslaught or Team Deathmatch or even Siege Core. These features will only be in effect for Siege Beyond. And we've got one coming out in patch 1.
Very exciting. I know a lot of the community's been wanting to kind of spice up the game, starting with how we've had those limited time modes. So something like this, your feedback community is very important. So make sure after you play these that you give that feedback. It is crucial, you know, for the development of this mode and to see if it's something you'd like to keep around permanently. And next, we do have a really exciting update coming to our item store. First off, I would like to say, I'm sure the designers here can vouch for that, but you know, Cam, I know, has been working very hard with user interface to just, you know, ramp this up along with a bunch of the other team programmers. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this item store update, guys?
Yeah, sure. This is something that we are trying that is pretty new, pretty exciting. So this new item store is actually taking our old item store and trying to rethink how can we make this easier or more palatable for new players. What we came up with is having this idea that we have an item store that you will choose 3 different things each time you go in. So you'll start and you'll have a track for damage, support, your tanks, and then we have a universal track. And each time that you go into the store, you buy one of these 3, they'll swap out. And what this does is it gives you more options to think about, but also you don't have to plan so far ahead because you're not always sure what you're going to get next, right? So you're sitting there and you're really getting to react to the game instead of really intensely planning. So we have a lot of new items, some items you've seen before, and then some are going to be really interesting and new. Can't wait for you to see them.
Oh yeah, and
with
speaking
that,
of new items, oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Yeah,
I
with
I
that,
got the spice after.
So you'll only be seeing 3 at a time, but there are a total of 12 choices. We have more options, more diversity, more depth in the item store overall, and then each individual choice is brought down to that level. And again, this is part of the Siege Beyond. This will only affect the new queue. It is going to be out, or it has been out by now, on PTS in a very early state, so we can make sure we get feedback. We're also going to be making adjustments to it internally while it's going out to make sure that we get into a place that feels good. And it's possible that by the time the core patch launches, that if we're not happy enough with it, we might wait and bring it out in the hotfix instead. We're going to have to see where it is and make sure it's in a good state. Sorry, you're going to say, Rose.
I was about to just release all the spiciness of, you know, new items.
Yeah.
We have a big change coming up here next. Cauterize, always a hot subject in Paladins, you know. We've even memed it a lot on social, you know, if you don't pick Cauterize. But it seems like you may have found a solution, especially because a lot of players seem to get frustrated, right, if people on their team aren't choosing Cauterize because it's such a crucial item to the gameplay in Paladins. So I will let you take that away because there are some big changes, folks, and there's a new item.
Yeah. So indeed, cauterize has been a hot topic for a long time, internally, externally, throughout Paladins. And what the solution we found is to make it such that cauterize is an implicit part of the game. And this is not a Siege Beyond change. The rest of these balance are going to apply to all modes. So cauterize will no longer be in the item store. Instead, cauterize will be an effect that applies to you from the beginning of the game, starting at 25% and then scaling up over time up to 90%. And it will scale at a rate based on the mode. In shorter, faster modes, it will scale up quicker. In longer, more strategic modes, it will scale out over a longer period of time. So, in effect, you cannot buy cauterize in the item store anymore, but everyone will already cauterize built in. So we expect supports to get some time to shine early, and then towards the late game, everyone has cauterized. No one can make the mistake of picking 4 items and none of them being cauterized when you need them. So we definitely hope that this gives us more tools to keep healing and support and anti-heal in a good spot for at all levels of play throughout the match. And because of that, there's going to be a gap left in the item store.
Right. And
And with
so
that gap, yeah.
yes, that
Go,
perfect
you do it.
timing.
You do it.
Yeah. Oh, of course, I got it. Yeah. The new item that we have is actually something called provision. So we had to think of a replacement for cauterize. We needed something in that slot that was fit in that aggressive role of like, hey, I need to attack. So right now we have this new item. So when you get elims, you're going to get some of your ammo restored. So you think of your ROMs, your Tyras, your Vivians. This is going to be awesome because if you're getting eliminations while you're firing, hey, I just get more bullets and I can keep firing.
We definitely
Sounds
expect to see
like
some interesting interplay between champions that are better with provision and champions that are better with deft hands, and that's something we're going to pay attention to throughout PTS and even after the patch ships.
yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. As somebody who plays Tyra and has chosen in certain games like Deft Hands, this is
Right.
definitely going to be interesting. So again, just like I said for the Siege Beyond, this is definitely something that will be important to get your feedback once you actually have the time to keep trying it out. Obviously PTS has been out at some point now, and hopefully you've had a chance to try some of these changes. But make sure to use your feedback channels, folks, because this is very important.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of feedback, we do listen. All right, we have heard your voices, and there are the Lord of the Hammers, the Pyre Lord with the hammer. He is getting the Nerf hammer, as many of you have requested, and I will let our lovely designers take away the glory here for a lot of people with Azan Nerfs.
Yeah, I can speak on behalf of our dear Nico, who's not here today, the Azan creator. Yeah, we had to give him a few nerfs, starting out with his talent persistence. We know that from playing and seeing what players are saying that the damage reduction, that DR, even that 5%, maybe a little too strong. So on the talent, we've now removed that just a little bit extra, just to not. He's so survivable. Let's bring it back a little. Now, something really neat, and we were playtesting this, and everyone really liked it. Sanctuary. His ability to build those walls, you can now reactivate it, and that will get rid of the walls. We had a lot of discussion about how strategic you could use your walls, how strategically, and now players can actually choose when they drop them and lower them. And so or drop them and raise them, and that's been a pretty big change. The ire has changed. So the maximum damage reduction gained at max ire has been reduced from 20 to 15. So you'll see a lot of these nerfs are small changes, but they are meaningful because they kind of overall impact his power level. Judgment, we've reduced the maximum rage from 450 to 300. Conviction, we've removed crowd control immunity and debuff immunity during the dash. This was talked about a lot once it went live. I didn't hear too much during PTS, but once it went live, people were really concerned that this character has so much reduction and so much CC protection during the dash. So we've removed that. And then we have a couple cards. We have Eternal Strife. We have kind of scaled that down so that the current thresholds now are going to be at 75 instead of 85. So you're just doing a little bit less healing. And then Grim Deliverance, you are going to be, again, reducing that scaling of healing from 6 to 5.
Bunch of small changes. The overall, take the sustain down a little bit and hopefully keep the fun.
Yeah, I was going to say, sounds like he got hit, but you still want to, not do stuff too crazy because he is such a fun champion and people are really enjoying having this new tank in our game. They've waited so long for a new frontline, right? So I think it's to get in a good spot, that right spot. And speaking of tanks that were maybe riding the top a little too much, our next nerf coming up here is for Mr. Fernando himself. I know he's been kind of at the tippity top here since his buffs, so I'll let you take that one away, Fish.
Yeah, we're still seeing a lot of Fernando bans, and it's because of the Aegis talent, right? And we still like that style, but want to make it a little bit harder to do. So we're increasing the time before it starts recharging at full speed. We're decreasing the percentage recharge rate. Both of those, like, just make it take longer for him to get back into the tanking. We've increased the percentage that's required before he can bring it up, and then we've decreased the overall shield health. So he can still do it, but not quite as well. And hopefully we might free up a ban slot for a little bit more diversity in ready to play.
Yeah, and I will let Mr. Enmoot over here try and bring the hype that Nico would be bringing for this next one. We know that Nico is a big Grok fan, and he, has wanted to see his boy in a good place for a while now. So we've been seeing these little buffs here and there for Grok. It looks like he's getting another one, so I'll let you take that away.
Yeah, I don't know if I can be as excited as Nico is for Grok, but I'll try and channel just that idea that, like, who doesn't want to drop totems? And so what we've done, we've hit the totemic ward talent, right? We've said, here you go. You've got 3 totems. That's awesome. I can heal all the time. Now I'm dealing a little more. So instead of 10% per totem, I can deal 15% healing per totem. So I'm getting an extra 15% healing if I stack them right. So go Grok. Is that pretty good?
Yeah, Grok rock. Yeah.
Grok rock.
But yeah, the next one, we keep hitting these hot subjects here. Speaking of hot subjects, Leon, always, a character that people seem to have their own issues or takes about. She is getting more of a nerf right now. It looks like to Alacrity. So Fish, let us know about this.
Yeah,
and what went into this.
Definitely a contentious champion, and we made a lot of adjustments recently. And early on, it seemed like there was some concern, like, hey, is that too many places? And more recently, it's been like, no, we didn't. Alacrity still needs to be hit harder. So we're going to continue to make adjustments to find a good place. We definitely want that play style to be available, but we don't want it to be a pain point, a matter of frustration for players. So we are hitting it. Essentially, instead of it reducing the cooldown, it will now increase the cooldown to go in that direction. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see how that plays out, but I'm sure some people will be happy. I know she can be a frustration point for many people. But our newer, one of our newer damage champions here, Sati, is getting a little bit of a buff. Alex, would you like to take us away with that?
Yeah, Sati, one of my favorite champions. Not because I worked on her, just because she's awesome. But yeah, we had to make a few changes, especially to her coin, right? So Ricochet. We wanted to make it a little easier to hit, so we've increased the hitbox size of it just to make that a little more confirmable. We've also changed a little bit of the logic of the coin. So when you shoot it, it's going to hit the person that's closest to it just to activate. But after that, when you're shooting it again to deal damage, it's actually going to target the lowest health player. In testing, and in theory, this has kind of made it easier to confirm kills, and it gives the coin a little more utility. It's still not going to be something that you're going to rush into a battle and throw your coin out instead of shooting people, but it's those really great moments when someone's trying to run away, when you need to peek a corner, and this is going to make that easier. We also hit her wallbang talent. We just made that a little bit larger. We've increased the size of the bullet, so it's hitting people a little more consistently, and we've increased the speed just slightly, but mostly we've made it a little bit bigger. So you should be able to confirm those wallbang hits even more.
Yeah, no bias at all with Salty for you.
Of course not.
Not at all. Now, last part of our balance section before we get into some stuff about our next ranked season. We got the everyone's favorite grandpa, Torvald, getting some buffs. I know he's somebody that many people have asked for different things like a rework, etc. So what kind of buffs can we see in patch 1 here for 2022?
Sure. The important thing is we still have bigger plans for Torvald, but when we were talking about it, we also want to see if we can help him out in the meantime while we get there. So these are intended to do that, to bridge the gap until we can put in some large changes for him. So Hyper Beam, he's going to get CC immunity during it. The Gauntlet, just a little bit of damage increase. The Nullify, we're reducing how much move speed penalty he has while using it slightly. And then for the cards, rather than increasing the movement speed during recharge, we're going to increase movement speed for 3 seconds after activating recharge. And we think that'll be a lot more useful based on the way the ability is played. So hopefully tide folks over until the big stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's in store for this man. You know, give him a couple of years back to his life. You know, make him a little more youthful, right? But yeah, that's all we have for the balance section. But we are going to go into something really special here, starting with our new season and ranked split, folks. Starting off with, every year we do a ranked reward skin, and this character has been, very highly, persistently, I'd say, her fan base asking for her to get a new skin. And so we were able to find a place that it fits, and we will be seeing, I guess, Will.O. Will.O. Robot skin,
I see. That's
obviously.
clever.
Yeah, very clever. Probably me that came up with that name. But yeah, she will be your reward for winning 100 games. And we will actually be able to go see her now in game.
Awesome. She looks so good.
She does. And I'm a big fan of Willow, so I was maybe one of those people also asking for a nice skin.
You were on your Heidi account. You're
Exactly.
You're actually that account that says, "Did Willow get a skin today?" That's actually you.
That's me. Well, no, it's it's not me. Look at this skin though. I mean, it's awesome.
Love the colors, the vibrancy there. It's really excellent.
Oh yeah. I really do love what they did with this. It also too, like, making her different with out the, I guess, human kind of look to her, I think does a lot for the appeal of I think her aesthetic in general.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And just as another note, I didn't write her voice pack. I got to help with it, but one of our programmers, one Feisty Jalapeno, actually was the one who wrote this voice pack. So when you're in game, give it a listen. It's very good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can we hear maybe just one voice line there?
Oh, the inspect.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a cool wand.
Cool effects.
Nice.
Yeah, just that good, robot Willow as she's screeching through the air, raining down fire upon you. It's a wonderful character.
Love those effects as well.
Yeah.
Really turned out great.
I know. I just I like the robot voice and stuff, like hearing it in my ear. But also, with that being said, ranked rewards. We have the season 4 ranked frames coming to everyone in this update. If you had reached, I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Fish, I believe if you had reached at least gold during season 4, you will receive a loading frame based on your highest rank achieved.
That sounds correct. So a couple things there. New season, new split. Last year we had some scheduling issues and we only had 2 splits, but this coming year we are planning on patch 1, patch 3, patch 5, new splits, 3 splits, predictable, reliable. And also we'd had some issues getting frames out to the highest ranked players, and we believe we got a fix in for that midway through the last split. So there might be a couple of issues hanging around for that last one, but moving forward, we should be able to give it in an automated fashion without issues. So excited about that.
Yeah, that will be kind of like the icing on the cake, right? So I'm excited for that. I'm glad that we were able to go through that and get that fixed. Yeah. But that kind of wraps everything for these updates for the beginning of the season. And we do have our first event pass of the year to get into. Ooh. Yeah, I'm excited. I think we have a little special showcase here with the logo too.
Let's see them.
Like a phoenix, I am flying, rising from the ashes as many times as it takes. In a world so dark, I'll be the flame. In this world
So that right there was, if the voice might be familiar to some of you, Amelie has made us a exclusive track that will be featured in the event pass screen called Be the Flame, just for our Abyss Hunter Academy event pass.
That was a bop.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's
oh my
so
gosh.
cool.
You did not just say bop. Yeah, I am just so excited that we were able to collaborate. We've been, I guess, consistently doing some pretty cool collabs, just over the last couple months with Paladins, and we might have some in store this year. Maybe not right away, but we're definitely getting some really cool things, and just having that in the event pass screen music instead of it just being, I guess, the stuff that we normally have without any kind of lyrics and whatnot. It fits the theme, obviously, of the academia kind of vibe that we're going for.
Mhm.
And with that being said, we do have our first skin coming up here. It's our instant unlock. It's Schoolyard Maeve.
Nice. A lot going on in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
I
sliced
don't
him
know
through
if
a
I'd want
baddie.
to play. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to play on whatever team she's on right now, or
Yeah.
against her. I would
It's
want to
like a
be on
track
her
and
team.
field
I would want to be
event.
on her team.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't want to go against.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
got this like crazy
she's looking
look in
great
her
though.
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She also has that great charm on her dagger. I wonder if that's super cute.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I believe too. For those who have had the chance to play PTS, you've probably seen a couple little cute, I guess maybe in-game content like avatars and whatnot featuring that. What is it? Lucifer? Lucifer?
Mm.
It is Lucifer. Yeah.
Lucifer.
Correct.
Yeah.
We have fun when we're
Yeah.
naming things,
And our level 12 unlock is actually Study Hall Maeve.
Mhm.
I actually really
I'll-
like the color scheme on this one a lot.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do I. I'll probably run this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the blends
crazy
too.
pink hair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize she
shift
also
from
has
the dark
stickers
to
on her
pink.
blades.
Oh yeah.
Almost sign it
This
for
is
the
so
yearbook
cool.
level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. You definitely want to sign her yearbook, or else you might be you might end up eating a dagger. You
Do you think that's what happened to that purple dude? He was like, "No, I don't want to sign
Yeah,
your
he
book," and
said.
she was like,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not an option.
Yeah, how dare you? And our level 18 unlock for this is actually Class President Ray. I think this is our first skin in an event pass for her. We did do the one-off, what is it, Pumpkin Patch Ray, and
Yes.
now
Yep.
we have her in our Abyss Hunter Academy. Clearly top of her class.
I think the team had a lot of fun. I like the little narrative here about where the different champions kind of fit in the school hierarchy and their roles and stuff. I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there was actually a whole conversation one day going on in Discord that I don't think you all were there for, but as if everyone in Paladins was in this academy, and like Sati is like the bad girl, like hanging outside of school, maybe skipping class, and there's I think Bomb King, might, there was just really, it sparked some
Yes.
very funny conversations with the Evil Mojo team that I got to give them some props for without mentioning exactly what they mentioned.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
definitely
document
was
out
around for
there.
some of that. Exactly. There's a doc that goes well outside of what we used for this.
Oh my Lanta. I will have to look
Yeah,
at
we
this doc.
definitely got into this.
Yeah, but
with that said,
Ray's looking great.
we are gonna show off Class President Ray in game.
I do like though that she's like casting a rune on the ground before we show her in game. Like she's just like slamming onto the ground. Like, I don't know if she's, she might be on the team with this guy with the wings here, trying to fight the basketball players. I don't know. Oh, there she is.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Again, nice use of contrast. Really enjoy that.
Oh yeah. I always forget that she has the hop animation. So
Yeah.
She is really funny.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great.
Somebody's got to hop.
All right, somebody has to have the puns, so that's you, Fish, today, since Nico not with us.
We're pretty well covered across the team. Not a lot of pun shy folks.
Oh, I really
Cool
like the
effects
effects here too.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Rollin, always kills it.
Read.
Was that a little heart that I saw? That's so cool.
Yep, those
Kinda
are
like
little
the
hearts.
darker orb and beam as a counterpoint to her like bright, happy colors. Ooh,
Oh,
look
what
at
happened to
that.
her and Maeve? Yeah. I think we're gonna go ahead and listen to some voice lines too.
You will not get in the way of me being the top of the class.
Ooh, sassy.
Way to the top. You can be my
Very
vice
arch.
president. You can be my vice president. I'm going
Yeah,
to
she's
be
aggressive.
the finest.
We have some really cute sprays and everything too that include her and Maeve in them as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna get in here to our valedictorian, Ray.
Right. Cool recolor.
Oh yeah, I just like this one looks like super. I know the other one she technically had like a reddish pink skin, but the icy blue kind of gives me like a Hades vibe, like
Yeah, very different
gives me,
temperature
like-
of the colors, right?
yeah, it gives me. She looks more sinister here.
Do you all think that she's like one of those people in school that's like in 13 clubs, is like padding her GPA, probably like plays
Absolutely
multiple
overdoing
instruments?
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Making
Yeah.
everyone else look
Like,
bad.
oh, sorry, I can't do that event because I'm already booked for this event and this other event, right?
Yeah,
And
sorry.
she's head of the cheerleading squad. She, has to study for.
She's in the mathletes, I'm
whatever
sure.
their whatever their
I'll be on the
equivalent
yearbook
for
team.
SATs.
No.
Yeah, she's on the yearbook club. Just taking up so much extra curricular activities. But
Right.
we have a really cool crossover coming. Shout outs to Lionsgate for
This is so exciting.
helping us make this happen. And yeah, let's roll the tape. I'm not even gonna say what it is. Let's roll the tape.
Live for nothing, or die for something. Your call.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness. Yeah. So if you didn't guess, some of our audience might be a little too young maybe to know who Rambo is, but I'm sure many just do know.
Got the remakes.
Rambo's-
There are remakes
Yeah,
in
yeah,
more recent.
exactly.
He's in
Um,
Mortal Kombat
but
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This is
Seen
so
him in
cool.
Other places.
One of the most interesting things that's happened to me as a dev is we just had like the normal flow. It's like, hey, this is out to the team for approval, and it said Stallone, and I was like, that's a name. We have lots of names. It didn't occur to me until it came as like that is him. That is the actor that was looking at this, and that is super cool. I'm really excited about this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is
And,
great.
The
John
works
Rambo's a
so
cool
well for
skin.
Victor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And just so
very
everyone
cool.
knows too, this is a reward via Prime Gaming. So you might have been able to see this in PTS, but also the fact that am I allowed to say that it's funny that it says First Blood?
I mean, hey, I won't
believe that
stop
you
you.
are.
At least.
Okay, at least Fish got where I was going there. All right.
It is. We've had that in the game for a long time before the skin.
Right.
It just happens to
I
be
know.
particularly appropriate.
It's just particular. Yeah, exactly. It's appropriate.
Serendipity right there.
Yeah, let's hear him talk. Oh, look at that. That's a cute spray.
It's the most Rambo of sprays.
All right. Okay. Where'd you train? You don't want to mess with me. You ever hip fire 2 akimbo machine guns? You want to? Run!
I love it.
Yeah.
Also, just some other skins that we're going to be coming out with in this update that you might have seen in PTS is we do have Dark Drake Azan. So a lot of you I think we teased that Azan was supposed to get some kind of dragon skin originally, but I think his actual design might have been this, if I'm not mistaken. But we went a different route. But we decided after the reactions, to make the skin a reality. And this will be available in a new chest called Myths of the Realm, and also for direct purchase.
Yeah, that's a moody dragon. I love it.
Such a glare.
I just want to know what I Love Tails thinks of his tail. I just need to know the tail ranking.
I suspect
Yeah.
this does very well. I believe
Yeah.
this is the type of tail that I Love Tails particularly prefers.
Yeah, I bet they love it.
The thick base and the tapered. I think this will look at.
Okay. Oh, even I feel like sometimes the splash art kind of blows you away, right? And then the in-game might not as much for certain things. And it's not just our game. Like,
That is
it
not the
can
case
be like
here.
that for a lot of stuff. No, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Those wings are excellent.
It's the wings.
Such
for
a
real.
different
That's
tone,
that's
too.
what does it for me.
I really like that weapon with the detail in the middle. Like, there's a lot here that is excellent. A lot more like edges, like spikes and hooks and claws and stuff. Like, this is really good.
Mm-hmm. He's just going to be even more intimidating on the point now, so that's, scary.
Yeah.
Ooh. Those voice lines too sounds proper and dragony.
Oh yeah, let's crank it up a little bit. Hear it a little bit more.
Yeah, Azan is so
Let's
cool.
get some...
Mm-hmm.
I love the kind of really low bellow with the raspiness.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
A deep, bassy rasp, yeah.
And every new update we come out with, we do have a well, I guess not every update, but every annual season, whatever. I'm losing
New season.
lots of
Yeah,
words
yeah.
because
New
I'm
season.
so
I got you.
excited right now. New season pass. Season Pass 2022, the skin that will be featured at the beginning of this and only available in the Season Pass 2022 is Jurassic Ying.
Skin that had
she
Roman
got
Nova at a
snacks.
loss for words.
Yeah, this one
Bet
has
she
me at a
does.
loss for words. She's just too adorable. Look at her.
Yeah.
She got the cute red hair, and she got like a giant like meat bones snack thing. Just
Yeah. She's not gonna be hungry.
to feed her friends. Yeah.
Can we say she's looking like a snack? Can we?
You can
I
say
think
that.
This is the one time you can get away with it and not be, creepy for it. But yeah, we're gonna check her out in game. Let's go. Yeah.
If I recall
There
correctly,
she
this one has
is.
the choice voice pack as well.
It's a very cool skin. This is just a fun idea.
Yeah.
I personally love this kind of like, let's take our characters and put them in kind of, anachronistic or like an old different
Yeah.
setting that we might not see them in, like this, like these tribal or cave or dinosaur times. So I really love it.
Her the like hovering around and effects kind of look like the what is it, the aurora?
Yes, exactly. The Aurora
You know what I'm talking
Borealis.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Borealis. Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Do
those
some really cool
effects.
stuff with her mirror.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a nice pulled skin over, like it has that feel. Again, everything is just fits right into the thematic quality of Ying is she's from a different time.
She's the missing link.
The missing link.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
She
it.
could
It was
be
Ying.
taming and riding dinosaurs out there.
Yeah,
yeah.
this skin is awesome.
I do love it. Let's hear some of her voice lines. Oh, I love that.
Aw.
Vorus, the 3D Vorus spray.
Pretty
Give me a
good.
V.
You're a real bonehead. You're a beast. Savage. After that last fight, I'm so dinosaur.
Oh, jeez.
Didn't even
Who wrote that?
Camera got the no.
Even the camera was shaking its head.
Yeah.
But yeah, and just to let you know, the Season Pass 2022 also, is going to come with a really cool mount. Just a
Yeah, it fits nicely with Ying. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, fits very nicely to this Jurassic theme. This is the Dino Dash mount.
Clever girl.
Clever
I
girl.
may know how to open doors.
Yeah.
I think it's so cute and fits the theme. And Jurassic Ying is on her Jurassic Raptor mount.
Dino Dash.
I love when we're
Dash.
able to get away from the norm and like break out into a whole new area. I think this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Look at the effects while she rides around too, the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah. I really like the two-legged gate as well. I think that's fun.
Oh,
Yeah, this is again just an awesome. The mounts are just a unique part of Paladins, and it's great to see us still producing new and interesting mounts for our game. It's the little things,
It
It's
really,
the little,
it really
it's the little
do
Dinosaurs
the
are
raptors.
pretty big.
It's the
talking
big.
about
Yeah,
little
it's true.
things.
I mean, raptor
I
bite.
mean, oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Oh, I see where you're going with that.
But talking about little things that can be big wins, our golden skin
Ooh.
coming in this patch.
Gold skins. Okay.
It's nice to make progress on those.
I'm listening.
Yeah. Golden
Whoa.
Pip. Pip fans
Finally.
rejoice. Finally.
The
Your
Volpine.
favorite fluffy boy.
Look at that cute.
Going
You just want
to
to
be
grab his cheeks.
golden. I mean, if
Wanna
if
squish his
that's
little
how
face.
you feel,
Yeah.
boop
His
his
expression's
his-
a little fierce. Like, you got to be
His
bold
face
to
cheeks.
grab those cheeks.
Yeah. I mean,
He
if I
will
was
bite
a
you.
Zon,
He will bite you
that's true.
or turn you into a chicken.
Oh, I'd be okay with that. Look at those cute chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great skin.
I'm just really happy. I know Pip mains have wanted, a golden skin for Pip for a while.
Sure.
In general. So, this is a good start.
Recognize
and
that mastery.
I'm not going to say, or promise anything, but I will say, Pip seems like 2022 might be a good year for Pip players, right?
Let's hope.
Just putting it out there. Yeah,
Just putting it out there.
Good energy out,
Just
good
putting it out
energy
there.
in.
exactly.
Okay, and with that being said, I do have some community updates for y'all. I will run through this fast so we can get into the juiciness of our next champion. But before that, we got some community announcements. Mainly just wanted to give a big congratulations to those who won our Valentine's Day Avatar submission program. We had so many entries. I believe this one we had over 400, and limiting it down to just the top 10, always a challenge. But we have the following artists: Blood Bunny, and if I say this wrong, I apologize. Nernoxic, Kinta, Miss Curly Styles, Miss Wolfie, Pocket Knifeu, Rexy, Ruv Second, or RUV, I guess, maybe. That's probably how it's supposed to be said. Yellow, and Belka, all very amazing artists. And in our update notes, if you haven't already checked them out, you can see their social media links as well to go support them and give them some love. But their avatars, you know, just kind of blew us out of the water, whether they were static or animated. You know, I love doing these. I love bringing these into our game, and those will be available in the community chest in the Schism update. And also, we have some just avatars our devs have made for different holidays coming up. We have one for Valentine's Day featuring Pip. We have one for Lunar New Year, since it's the year of the tiger, aka the year of the Tigron. International Women's Day, we're going to be featuring Octavia in that, and it's going to be a spray. And then I know people love Barrick and wanted to see him in an avatar, so we are doing an adorable St. Patrick's Day Barrick. And you will be able to get these, folks, with the kind of play the 2 games on the weekend when they're announced on social, and you get the reward as the acquisition when you complete those. So, yeah. But that's all I have for community. I think it might be, let me check my right hand here. Yeah, I think it's time to get into our champion reveal. Yeah, let's go take a roll at it.
And the executioner of the outer tribunal. I am your final sentence. This is the savior of the realm. Try and save yourself.
Ooh.
Just wow.
So-
You caught out of the air.
So yeah, not to be confused there. The name is Seven. It's not
Yes.
Vi. It's Seven.
I-
Obviously Roman numerals. And he is the right hand of the tribunal.
Yeah, 7 is our new champion. I actually was lucky enough to work on him. I can even kind of get into a little bit of who 7 is, honestly. It was an interesting champion. It was a cool challenge, but 7 is kind of like he heard it. He is the executioner for the Outer Tribunal. So since the very beginning, the realm has been in peril, be it calamitous threats, rivaling the scourges of old, or the unbridled ambitions of evil men. Fate has always conspired against realm kind. It was in defiance of this injustice that the Outer Tribunal was formed. But for true justice to prevail, the order would need more than pious judges. They'd need an executioner. And that's who 7 is. He's someone who gets in there. He's silent. You don't always see him. He's the perfect killer. He's the perfect person to carry out any task you need, any high-end mission. And that's the kind of character we wanted to make, someone who felt kind of expensive, deadly, all those qualities that you're both intrigued by and afraid of.
Yeah, and he, we're looking at the splash art here. Obviously, some of you might have already seen these masks going around here that some of our influencers have gotten. And, now you understand where that came from. And it is definitely the key feature. I think we even, I think his code name for a while, I think was Gold Skull, right? Something
that
like
mask, so good. He's such a chilling character.
Yeah. And we're gonna get to take our first look at him in game. And he's a new flank champion.
He is our new flank champion. Yeah, you can see him here. He looks so cool. I mean, that cape, his presence, the way he stands, like, this is an awesome, awesome champion.
You do not want to be on his bad side.
Yeah, so he, like Rose said, flank. You can see there, only 1900 health. So take care, 7. He's not the most
paper thin.
durable. Yes.
He's paper thin for a reason, though. I when going into playtests with y'all, definitely a point of frustration if somebody is really good with him, no matter how fragile he may be. If you can't catch him, he is a deadly force indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, the flank is going to flank.
Yeah, so that this is his cool
Ooh,
weapon
I like
inspect.
that reload.
Yeah, checking it out. Yeah, we can kind of get into his kit though. So the first thing we're looking at here is his weapon, his heavy SMG, and this is an interesting one. It's unique. We have some UI on screen that isn't final, but it's close to final. You'll see in game though what it really looks like. When you all get it in live, it looks great. So the first thing he has is his burst mode. The way his weapon works is he has 3 different modes that he can swap between, and he always starts in burst. This mode produces good long-distance damage in 3 rounds. This is for if you want to hit players that are a little further away, you want to be accurate, this is the weapon mode you want to be in. So if you want to engage from a distance, do some poking, this is where you're at. It's consistent, easy to hit, and that's the burst mode. And what you would then do, you're going to swap to the next mode, and after that, you get a little something called the mag dump. Everyone's favorite in the playtest. What this does is it unloads your entire clip, dealing a lot of damage, but you have to be very close. So you can see there we just absolutely destroyed that Cassie bot. Didn't take her out in one hit, but this is again just taking your entire clip and wildly spraying it. So you're really going to have to control it, but the payoff is huge. If you land it, you're doing a lot of damage. Ooh, there we go. We'll get to that in a second. And then the final mode. This is your regular. This is your, oh, see ya. Bye, 7. that happens from time to time. I mean, the mission became just
We've all been
too
there.
difficult. So yes, we've all been there. So this is automatic. This is actually, again, you're dealing a little more damage than you do with the burst mode, but it's a consistent line of fire. This is when you want to put a lot of pressure on them constantly. You've got a pretty big clip, right? You have 40 bullets. So you're going to be able to shoot this for a while, keep hitting them, put on different effects on them, and then you're just going to just be a presence. You're constantly challenging them with this weapon. And I love, you can see that look at that barrel just gets so hot. That overheating was something really cool that we added to the game, and it just looks really nice. So again, he's a champ. You can see like, you know, pretty okay from a distance, but when you get in close and you're moving around, and we'll show here in a second some of his abilities, you're doing a lot of damage. Oh, Class Clown Strix. I like that.
Oh yeah, that's one of the titles that you can actually get, just to let everyone know, from the it's either from Event Pass or Trials, but
Right.
very cool.
We can look at
I love
next.
how
We can
well-
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, give props to our animators and sound team for how well the sounds of the bullets like flow with these different modes as you're shooting the bullets.
Yeah.
It's just so smooth no matter which one you're doing, and I don't know, it just looks so good. It's crispy clean.
It is
I
very
would see some
crispy
excellent work
clean.
on those for sure.
Bye, Cassie. Yeah, so you can see there's some. Oh, hey, Lucifer. But yeah, the what it's called is trigger discipline. That's did it work? Oh dang! Can you pet that
Does
Lucifer?
Paladins let you pet the dog?
I guess not. Not yet. Maybe next patch. Well, I won't commit to that. So then there is the trigger discipline is what you're doing when he's right-clicking there, and that's swapping. That takes about a second. So that's going to let you swap between the fire modes. So you can always be in that mode that you want to be in. The next ability is his explosive dodge. So that's just going to be you're getting out of the area. You're in a fight. You want to get away. You dodge roll in one of 8 directions, actually. But then you leave behind some little C4, some little explosives for the enemies. For the enemy team, they'll be able to see it. It's got a pretty large radius, so you won't be too surprised by them. But they deal a burst of 3 damage, and it lasts for about 10 seconds out in the world before they disappear. And you can have 2 out at a time. So again, this is just that utility of like someone just landed on you, you know, and as a flank, it's always important to have some quick escapability. And this just dodge rolls with some explosives there. So you're just setting the trap, right? You can't be surprised is the idea.
It reminds me a little bit of like Cassie's, but like maybe more deadly. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like Cassie's, right? I think it's got a little less range, but it's like you are, and it looks really cool too, like especially from third person, but it's just 7 saying like, no, I'm leaving this here. And that's, yeah, so it does pretty large damage.
I'm super excited about the next one. It's
Yes.
so cool.
And you can see there. And then the big one for this character, our movement ability for 7 is very unique. As we're getting along in Paladins, we're always trying to think of new ideas, new stuff. For this character,
the
we thought,
boundaries.
wow, yes, we're pushing the boundaries. We really are. And with this character, we thought, wouldn't it be cool if you could maybe stick to the walls? And so what we did is we gave 7 something that we have in our game, this idea of a grappling hook. I can pull myself, right? We have Grover, we have Vora, but this is a true grappling hook. I can attach to a wall over a certain height, and I will actually stick to the wall, becoming invisible. So I'm setting up and I'm perching, and I'm waiting for the moment to strike.
That is so cool.
So you stick to the wall. You can stay up there for between 4 to 5 seconds, depending on cards, and you are invisible. Now, before you say it, if you move or you shoot, you come out of invisibility. So it's not like you're going to sit up there and have complete control. It's like there are some limits to it. It's really good when you're trying to escape, and we've seen some really cool plays in match. But 7 is going to be perched up on the wall. You're going to see him up there, and you can grapple actually once you're on the wall because you have 2 charges of this. So you get a charge, and if you blow through him, you do have to wait, but you can grapple from wall to wall if you have enough. But it's been super cool in playtests, and I think I'm really excited to see what everyone does with this. And as you can see, there was a lot of work. Yes.
I was just going to say, I think it's definitely one of our most unique grappling abilities so far. I know, like, we definitely have, like, the Grover and Vora, but this is definitely taking it above and beyond.
Yeah, it really is. And this was the kind of, again, and shout outs to our programming and tech art and everyone else that kind of went into getting that latch to feel and look good when you're on the wall. Just getting 7 to turn and look like he's holding onto the wall like that was a lot of work, so props to them. But again, this is like a really, really cool grappling hook that is just great utility. And as you can see here, what actually our cameraman is doing, the grappling hook can actually be attached to enemies. And so we separated it by class. If you grapple a non-tank, right, so our flanks, damages, and healers or supports, you will pull them towards you, dealing a little damage. And if you try and grapple to an enemy that's a tank, you will pull towards them. So just some more flavor, some cool stuff. Again, that ability to do some really fun plays like, hey, maybe I don't want to attach to a wall. Maybe I want to pull someone towards me, hit him with that mag dump, right? Like we've seen that, and then get out with your dodge. So the potential for burst is actually pretty high, but the idea that you are just this deadly assassin is perfect with this. So yeah, the grappling hook was one of those things that we were super excited when we got it to work. And that's what Rose was talking about earlier. It's like, it can be frustrating when you come in, or Rose was having that moment where it's like, wow, what's happening? There's someone flying around the map and I can't see them and now they're dodging. But he is paper thin.
It was like Shock or it was either Shock or Ethan Feisty that might have been the one getting me in the playtests with this. And yeah,
yes.
It can be a point of frustration if you're playing a damage or a support and stuff, which I normally play. So
yeah, so this is just opening up
utility.
Yes.
Love the attention to detail. I love that, like, you can like launch yourself, you can stick, you can pull, and then if they're too heavy to pull, then you pull yourself to them. I really like this a lot.
Yeah, it's a really cool champ. And I was going to say, I think the fun part too is just like, we're kind of now giving players another, a way to essentially kind of reinterpret our maps, right? So for so long, we have asked players to kind of look in one area, but now it's like, hey, of course there are ways to counter this, but there's going to be a lot of places for 7 to kind of get around and hide and ambush people, and it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, the playtests, I remember, like, if you go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think it was Karn once said, with great power comes great responsibility. So
that was Karn, you're right.
Yeah,
that's the first place that was ever said. I was in the playtests. If you have the attention and keep a close eye on him, you can definitely see where he grapples to, and then hit him with a couple shots and make him visible, and then counter very well. But if it's in the thick, like the heat of battle, and you're paying attention to 3 other things, and you don't know exactly where he went, it's very hard. So like, there's some good counterplay on both sides. A lot of fun.
Right. And if you get resilience, right, we have the you have the ability, at least in the core mode, that we have the ability to kind of see these invisible players. And that last part of that grapple, that's really cool that you saw our camera person doing here is when you latch to a wall, and if you actually hit space, you do a nice little leap off. So you can get some extra momentum just kind of playing into that really mobile, moving fast, and it feels great. I think that, again, one of my favorite modes in our game, or one of my favorite movement abilities. But next, a very cool idea we wanted to play with his mask is his ultimate. We're calling this Decree 77. Right now it's called Order. We're changing that, but this is his ultimate, using that cool mask to scare some people. So you can see here, we have this awesome overlay, again, thanks to UI, thanks to VFX. They just made this look great for an ability. Yeah, it's so good. For an ability where you're just kind of like looking at someone, trying to think of a way to make just looking at someone feel impactful. I think they nailed it.
and really tie into that mask too.
Yes. Yeah, so you can see here what you do is you mark players. So you pull up your mask. Oh, they'll run forever. You'll pull up the mask. That gives you a reticle, and you target enemies within a distance. And once you're over them for long enough, you can see that red circle will kind of change as you're close. You put an icon above them once they're marked. You can reactivate the ult, or you can let it pop. And what that does is it fears them, which you've actually added a new fear effect for those that are very perceptive, or they kind of notice differences. But yeah, like this is that idea that I can now target maybe one person, I can target a whole team, I can latch up on a wall. But this is a targeted fear because we kind of looked at it and we don't have too many fears in the game, and it's a really cool effect. And it fit in perfectly with this champion, so I'm scaring them. I'm doing a little damage and I'm fearing them. And I think
now the fear
really
duration, cool. It's only 2 seconds, right? It's just
I think it's like 1.5, 1.75, yeah. Yeah, our bots will keep running. Maybe players will too because they're so afraid, but our bots just keep running.
It's an Unreal AI thing where once they're in the fear state, they're like, "Oh, I'm moving, so I'll keep going." That is not how it will play out against a player for sure.
But this ult is just super cool. You know, you're really targeting the enemy. I mean, you can use it to duel someone. You can pop it fast enough. You can get a whole team and disrupt them. So it's just like, it's that idea that like, hey, I'm here. I see the situation. Let's take advantage of it. It's really fun in game. So super excited to see. I'm just really excited with this champion to see what players can do, right? It's the highlight reel moment. I want to see those cool things that I didn't even think of.
Absolutely. The old emergent gameplay. I like it too. Like we made it 3/4 of the way through his kit. We had this really cool grappling hook, and then he has an ult on top of it. Like that's awesome. Very exciting.
Yes. Yeah, that's the new newness. 7, our flank. Again, like you have these 3 modes on your weapon. You have a dodge roll, a grappling hook, and then you have your mask that fears people. So it's this whole kit of maneuvering around the map, setting up, ambushing, getting out of there if you get caught, and just, you know, keep moving, stay deadly, but take those moments. If you think someone's going to come through an area, right, and set up a good ambush, and you never know, you might have great rewards.
Walking through a doorway and having 7 on the ceiling behind you, it can definitely be a surprise moment.
Yes.
Speaking of the whole kit, should we get into the talents? Is it time?
I say so.
Let's do it.
I say yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yay to that.
Yay to that.
As we often try to do with talents, each one of these is intended to emphasize a different aspect of his kit, right? So for the first one, we're leaning into the fire modes and the primary weapon. So it essentially adds a different elemental effect, further distinguishing the different modes. The burst mode that you start in is electric, and it reveals enemies and deals AoE damage. The mag dump has a fire associated with it, and then it will add a damage over time burn after you do the burst of damage. And then the automatic fire has ice, and it will apply a slow to enemies who are targeted by it for a little bit of control. So that's the first one. The second one is leaning into his ultimate, Decree 77. And what it's doing is it allows you to charge it faster, and it also kind of trades out that control of the fear for some more offensive capability, dealing direct damage of over 1,000. And then the last one is emphasizing his dodge movement ability. This is going to make it explosive, where you will drop an explosive where you land and where you take off from, and decrease the cooldown of the dodge, and then increase the range that you're traveling as well to really lean into that mobility. So each of these, like you find the element of your kit that you prefer, or that is more effective in the particular lineup, and then emphasize that to really play them the way you want to play. Very cool stuff.
Yeah, it is very cool. And as you can see here, we went for the second talent, Overcharge. They're all really good talents, but this one is cool because it almost feels like you could have made this into another ult. But we're essentially giving now a laser to 7, and you have to hold it over, and it builds up, it does some tick damage, and then it pops. So it's this idea, again, you just like the regular ult, you want to still sit there and watch them for a little bit to build up, but then it will explode, dealing damage, but you have to wait for it. So that's, again, that idea that Fish was saying, like you want to trade out that ult to deal a little more damage, deal a little more burst. That's the one you're going to go with, and it just looks awesome too.
Yeah, it seems like something really good for, like, if you want to help melt down tanks more. Definitely seems good for that. And then
Could do.
I was gonna say, does the, you know, for that strength, are you trading out, like, you're more vulnerable, I assume, like with how fragile your health is as 7, it seems like you might be more vulnerable while you're in that ultimate to be, you know, sniped yourself.
Yeah,
ult in general is exactly that moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is one of those things when you're ulting as this champ, you know, you can't use your other abilities. So you want to either be in a really good position, make sure that you're perched up on a wall that people are going to have trouble shooting you, but you want to be somewhere, because once you commit to that ult, unless you cancel it, you're going to be, you know, you got to stand there and take it and hope that you have the right positioning, because you can't move once you're in it. You can walk, but you can't use your abilities. So yeah, you are vulnerable.
I have definitely died during my ult as 7.
Yes.
Now, one thing that I will say that I think is really cool, and we're about to get into, is 7 technically has 7 skins if you include, you know, his default and the golden. So,
and the interesting thing there is we actually had 2 more planned, and then 7, 8, 9. So these things happen.
Gosh.
Bum, bum, ba, bum. Yeah, that was I think it's just a shame that we didn't name this champ like 20 or something like that, and really just destroyed the art team.
Oh yeah, that they would have definitely loved you for that. Absolutely. But yeah, our first one is going to be the one that's that we're going to show is Please Save QA.
Don't look at that. Don't look at that.
It's going to be our
I'm
one
going to
that's
stop making my jokes for a second, and let's hear him talk.
2022. So yeah, I am excited though. We're going to get into showing these folks. Again, as I was just saying, as we transitioned here, we are going to be able to see this first skin called Deadly Pallor, I believe, if I'm saying that right.
Pallor, yes.
Pallor.
Skin,
Pallor.
yeah.
I was close. This one is really cool. Unlocked through the Season Pass 2022, and the skin will become unobtainable after the Season Pass 2022 has finished. And I think this is probably his most unique of the 7 different colors that are available, just because they changed the mask too.
That's a highly contested spot, but it's a super like morbid take on him, like an aesthetic of like absolutely about his lethality, and I really like where it ended up.
Yeah, I think the colors here are what stand out. That contrast is so high, but I believe every skin actually has a somewhat unique mask. This one is just, as Fish said, it's very intense.
It looks like somebody ripped like the flesh off of somebody's face.
It does.
Maybe that's what happened.
It's a little morbid.
Is that what's under the mask all the time?
But yeah, again, that's your Season Pass skin. And our direct purchase skin that can also be obtained in the Season Pass is Crimson Guard, another unique mask as well.
Yeah, and what we're not seeing here, but you can tell that these are like great skins. There's obviously all the detailing and recoloring, plus the cool mask and the weapon, but all of the capes actually have different icons on them, iconography. So look for that when you're in game. All of the capes for these skins are a little different. So that was such a good detail.
Yep.
Oh yeah. And with that being said, our next skin, Ivy Sentinel, is going to be obtainable through gold chests, direct purchase. there's also going to be a PlayStation Plus pack that will be able to get you to obtain this little green guy right here.
I love it.
And much more of a Defender vibe going on in this one than compared to some of the others. I love the mood shifts from the mask. That's very cool.
Oh yeah, and I don't know if anyone's guessing what color's next, but the one that we're going to show off next is Death Orchid, which will be able to be obtained from completing various Trials of the Realm. I do love purple. Purple's actually my favorite color. So.
Yeah, like a nice deep regal color, especially on a cape.
We almost went with Prickly Plum, but we thought Death Orchid was a little better.
A little bit more his mood.
Yeah, a little bit mood, right? And our next one is Biting Wind, and this will be available as the Event Pass exclusive in our Bounty store. Definitely gives a chilly vibe. I like it.
Yeah, that one's awesome. Again, just
blue. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever flavor you're feeling with 7, we pretty much have all the options.
You like grapes? Do you like blueberries?
Yes.
Do you like leafy greens?
This is a food champion. We just didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
A buffet of 7.
Ooh.
And every new champ that's released, they do come with a mastery skin that you can obtain by reaching level 50 mastery with them. And with 7, this is Golden 7. Obviously already has the gold mask, but there is a lot more gold with this one.
And a golden gun, I see as well.
And a golden gun. Yeah, so you want to get to level 50, you want to look good as 7, you want to be out there just showing off all the gold in match. So this skin is really cool for that.
Oh yeah. I feel it's a design that at the beginning seeing him develop into what he became is just fantastic. It's a champion that ended really strong with its delivery. Yeah. So,
Agreed.
Everyone, design, art, and, QA for all the hours and hours and hours in the testing just to make sure things work, like the grappling hook. Just an amazing job from everyone on the team. And we really hope that you folks out there really do get to, wrap yourselves into 7 and enjoy this character for what they are, especially those flank mains out there. I feel like our flank mains are going to have a lot of fun. Probably just grappling. Like there's going to be, there's going to be people that are literally just going to be swinging wall to wall, to avoid
it's so much fun.
Legality, I'm not going to say, who you might be mimicking.
A little superhero fantasy, maybe?
Yeah, just living out your best superhero fantasy with 7, even though you're kind of like an antagonist, right?
Because he has a cape, obviously. That's the connection.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely the cape. But we're winding down here, folks. Any final words from my two lovely designers, Entmoot and Fish?
I'm just so excited. Like a new year, a new season of Paladins. We really, we hope we have some things in store to wow everybody, and we want to, we very much, we hope you've seen some stuff in PTS. We want to get your feedback, and we want to make sure that we are bringing stuff to the game to delight, and I hope we've delivered that with this patch. So thanks for playing Paladins with us.
Yeah, and I'm extremely excited to hear and to see what you're all doing with 7. So as you're playing 7, let me know what you think. Hit us up, provide feedback. I'm just really, really excited to see what everyone does. And with all of the content in this patch, I want to see it. I want to see what you all can do. So please get out there, destroy.
Yeah, and with that being said, folks, I'm just going to say, keep being great, keep giving us your feedback. And, we're looking forward to a whole new year of Paladins 2022. So thank you for joining us. And we hope you will join us when this update goes live and have the most fun with 7 and our new event pass and all the other content coming. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.